Hi there, let's take a look at the CeeCee template. Now this is the version 2 of the template with we've been able to reduce the size of the images down to fit in the page area. So if you don't have this version, please download it from your login area. The request that you said about adding extra images and then breaking, that is the case. I mean, everything is set up to work with the dimensions that we've created here. So all of the scroll motion, everything else, you would have to adjust everything below this fold in order to change the dimensions of this box. You would have to change everything, and that would be, obviously, as a designer, that would be your responsibility. However, if you didn't want to do that, you could do something else. So if we take these images off to the side here, I'm going to take those off there, and I'm going to go to my widgets library. And you said you have lots of images to look at. So what we could do is we could open up the compositions here, and we could put in let's say a new tooltip. Let's put that one in there. And then I'm going to switch on next and previous, and I'm going to delete the other tooltips here. And I'm going to switch it to stacked. Now that creates more of a slideshow kind of setup here. So then I'm going to drag this in place here. Let's put that about that big. That'll be nice. Let's switch everything off here. So we'll switch all the colors and everything off. And I'm going to set my fill background I'm going to set it to black, but then I'm going to set it to 1. Okay, the opacity to 1, which will in effect make it disappear, but it'll still make it easy to select, because if you switch your background to just no fill, then you can end up, it ends up being quite difficult to select, because you have to just select the edge. So let's do that, and then let's stick these. Now you can modify these however you like. I'm just doing this just to show you what you could do. I'm going to grab the little dot here, the navigation dot, and put that down there. I'm now going to add a new slide, so let's add a new slide in there by clicking the little plus button there, and then I'm going to drag that in place. Now from that point on, now when you click a new plus button and it creates a new slide, it's going to replicate the position of the previous dot. So we can go to that dot there now. We're going to select that. I'm going to grab our gallery here, and I'm going to drag it into this area, and you can see that I know that it's in the area because the slide itself is selected. Okay, now I'm going to copy that. So I've copied that. I'm going to go into my next slide. I'm going to select in there, and I'm going to paste in a new image. A new set, sorry, and then I'm going to do again with this one. So now if we go let's preview this in the browser. Now obviously you would need to style this all up, which I'm sure you're more than capable of. However, this does now create a slideshow where you could have lots of more images. You could have more than 48 on there. It keeps the dimensions, and it means you don't have to alter everything on the page. So if we go down to our slideshow here now, that's one more thing I must do. Just make sure that you select the slideshow and make sure that you've got the hide all initially switched off, because that hides the tooltip widget until you click on it. Let's preview in the browser again. Exporting. Okay, so now if we go down the page, here's our gallery, and you can see the fade there happening. Now if we wanted to, we could switch that to, let's say, a horizontal slide instead. So let's try that. And preview the page in the browser. Takes a little while to export because it's such a large page, as you probably realized. And now we have this nice sliding. And the great thing with this is we've not had to modify any of the dimensions. We could put more galleries in if we wanted, and we still have the full capabilities here of the lightbox, but it's within its own slideshow, so we can modify it like that. So that's the suggestion that I would use for adding extra images into the CeeCee template without having to modify the entire page. If you do, then obviously you need to alter everything, but hopefully that solution will solve the problem for you without too much effort, and is a nice, quick and easy solution.